Hey, how's it going, guys? The Lyrical Lemonade logo is something that I've always wanted to model, so why not film it? Forgive me if there's some hiccups along the way. I haven't modeled it beforehand, so we might experience some trial and errors. First thing first, let's move the camera to the origin. Delete the cube and the lighting. And let's turn the camera rotation to 0. Rotate it along the y-axis. Let's give it 2000. Good. I will give it an image, background image. And I will open a reference just to see what a real cartridge look like. Or now let's add a cube. It's always good to know what the real size of something. This will help us a lot with the perspective and the lighting, etc. I'll assume this is, I just give it a rough estimate. Go 15 centimeters or 12. And let's zoom in or move forward. Good. I don't want to move the object like this because I want to work with the modifiers, and it's always smart to keep the model orientation like on the default. So I will add an empty. Let's choose sphere. For the camera, let's track to sphere. Because perspective plays a big role in how this model looks like. So it's good to figure out the perspective first and then move on with the modeling. I'll open the camera here. Okay. Maybe a bit on the z-axis. Yeah, something like this. Edit mode. What is this mode called? Okay, X-ray. Good to know. Okay. Let's scale it in the, what is it? Yeah, the y-axis. I'm not sure if we should like use perspective or orthographic. Yeah, not sure. I think perspective will give it some personality. We might cheat in the perspective because we have this space here that we could not do. And we will also have this space here. So we might need to cheat a little bit in the perspective. Maybe cheat on the size of the model or the shape of it. Okay, so let's see. Move the camera a bit up. E, Z, and S, Y. Yeah, I'm not happy with the perspective still. What if we did this? Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. Let's pull up the image reference. here E S Z like how deep do I want it? What do you guys think? Is this good? Okay, and let's make this smaller. Click on these two and click on F to another F. E Z here F and another F. I don't care about this side because I will use the mirror modifier. Let's delete this face. Shift R. Delete vertices. And let's apply a mirror modifier. I'm not 100% happy with the perspective. I will play with it more and get back to you. Okay, so this one is not bad. This is not bad. Now let's choose cycles, GPU compute. In color management, let's choose high contrast. And for the lighting, I'll just use a simple HDRI just to see what I'm doing. In object, let's choose world, Shift A, environment texture, and let's choose the HDRI. Please, 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 if you have any questions, just put them in the comments. Denoise, film, transparent. Let's see what we're doing. Control T, just to like rotate my world. Let's give this a gray color. Here to make it match our model. And SX, no, SY. Now let's add some bevel modifier. But first let's apply the scale and then the bevel modifier. Whoa, what's this? Let's see if there's any problem with the faces. Okay. Let's click on tab A to select everything and F3 and search for recalculate outside. Yep, much better. Choose something small. Zero 0.005. Nah, 0.002. Yep, better. Choose 2. Let's do a subdivision surface. I want to have the bevel to be applied here too. So I'm gonna change the angle to 20 maybe. Yeah, good. Is this line straight? just tiny bit. So now let's move to the straw. Mesh, cylinder, scale it. Let's select all the top faces and choose normal. The straw need to be S. Okay. I want to scale just the diameter. Let's click on S and Shift Z. Let's delete these two faces. Delete faces. I want to add some vertices. I always look for the closest thing to squares. I want to. Let's add a solidify modifier. Let's apply the scale first. Now let's duplicate the scene. Full copy. Texture. And let's work on the texture. I almost forgot. I want to add a hole here. I'll just use this one. Duplicate. And S. Shift Z. Let's just choose these faces. Control I and delete vertices. Let's now fill the faces. Grid fill. This is another grid fill. Let's remove the solidify modifier. I'm gonna hide this so you can see what I'm doing. Do bevel. Scale. Let's do subdivision. Maybe 2. And for the box, let's do Boolean modifier. Let's now hide this one. Yeah, this looks good. Maybe if I did a solidify modifier before the Boolean, I will have the effect that I'm looking for. Solidify 0.03, 0.02. Yeah, we can still see the inside faces. Okay, the offset is good. 0.01, 0.07. Okay, perfect. Now let's unhide this. And let's hide the Boolean. Make sure to hide it from the viewport and from the render. Okay. Now let's add a subdivision surface, but before the solidify. And now let's move to the texture, which is the fun part for me personally. Okay, so what I'll do is let's unwrap it. Let's first apply the mirror modifier, bevel. For the subdivision, let's turn it into 2 and apply. Click on Shift Alt to select the line, another Shift Alt, and another Shift Alt. And you mark seam. Let's do another one. This is the center. Let's go to the bottom and click on, is it Shift or Alt? Okay, Alt. So we can select the whole line. Let's select these lines too. Another U, mark seam. Not sure if you wanna like do the faces to be singular, like each face. But yeah, let's just go for it. I know this can be done much better, but yeah. On object, tab, A, U, unwrap. Let's go to the UV editor to see what we got here. I think I need to unwrap this part too. Or maybe add seams to this part too. If you got this problem of clipping, just come here, click on N, view, and clip start, just yeah, like this. View, mark seam. Again, A, U, unwrap. Control L, Control I. Maybe let's select these two. Control L, Control I, and this is an add-on that you need to add. It's called UV square, and let's choose grid by shape. Grid by shape. Yeah, that's it. If you see here, we have some curvature that we don't want in our models. So this will fix it. Now let's see the faces that we want to work on. The first one is this. Control L. And let's scale it. Maybe put it here. Let's go to the other face. I'm not sure. Yeah. Now let's move this one here and scale it to be on top of. It doesn't have to be exactly like it, but it helps if. SY. Okay, good. Now let's do the same thing for these two faces. Control L. Just put the center on top of the other, and now you can scale. Let's do the x-axis first. Now, yeah, the y-axis is good already. Now let's do these two faces. These here, it doesn't matter because they have just the color. Let's scale this to be the same size as this one too. Just on the z-axis. Or in the y-axis, sorry. What else? Yeah, these two. Okay, so on the wrist, since they only have like a simple color, it doesn't matter if they are small. Just click on Control L and Control I And let's move these to here. So this is the next day, and I made the texture last night. It'll be available either here in the description or free in my Patreon. Let's do shift A, image texture, and plug it to the base color. Open, and this is the texture. Let's again check the normals. Choose the untitled, just to see if everything is good. Let's first unwrap it. Let's choose this line in the back. Alt and click on the line. U, mark seam. And click on A, U, unwrap. Let's go to the cycles. So when I added the texture of the straw along with the texture of the box, I realized that the straw need to have some transparency, some subsurface scattering, and that will be complicated to do it in the same texture. So I made another one. I'll show you. Let's go to shader editor, object, and let's give the box the normal texture without the straw. And for the straw, let's give it if you want to update your texture, always just go to the normal viewport and go to the render viewport. This is the box, and let's do for the straw. Let's do a new texture. Let's call it straw. Shift A, search image texture, and open the straw texture. Now let's try to match it. World. Let's choose a lighting that we like. I think this lighting gave us this dark line that we have here, but it's too bright. Maybe we can reduce it a little bit. Let me explore some other HDRIs. Maybe. I would love to remove the saturation of this HDRI. Shift A, hue saturation. Let's move the saturation to 0. I just realized I have an issue here I need to fix. Let's quickly go to the UV editor. Choose a texture. Tab. And let's look for it. Okay, here is it. L and G, move it to the yellow part. Maybe scale it a little bit. For these two, let's move one on top of the other. Same thing for this one. Let's see what we can do with them. Scale it. Now let's work on the straw. We'll give it some transmission. Let's now maybe add the light in the back. Light, sun. Now let's work on the texture of the paper. Set the subdivision. Let's make it the first one. I also want to add a bit of noise to give that paper-like texture. Shift A, noise texture. Control Shift A, and click on the noise texture and Shift T. Let's take it from the object. We can delete the mapping. Let's reduce the details. Okay, the scale is good. Let's duplicate this one. This one, let's make it even smaller. Maybe let's choose 1000 and here 100. Here 1000 and here 100. To mix color, color 1 and color 2. For the mix, let's choose maybe multiply or darken. Okay, multiply looks good. Maybe the small one, let's make it a bit larger, even smaller. 500 is good. And this one, let's make it 1500. Okay. Let's plug this to the normal and we see what we got. Let's do a color ramp. I want some I want some texture in the roughness too. Here let's 0.2 just to see. I think that's a bit too much. 0.05. 0.15. Okay, 0.1 is a sweet spot, but I want it to be even lower. 0.06 maybe. Okay. Now for the roughness. For the black one, for the black part, let's do 0.3. For the white, 0.1. Okay, that's good. Let's give it some subsurface. Let's make this light even more brighter. Let's maybe do 10. One last thing, let's parent this straw to the box. Control P and object. For the animation, it's very simple. For the z-axis here, let's insert single keyframe. And here let's do 360 and insert single keyframe. Here let's do frame drop in. Oh, I forgot something. Now I know why it's lagging. I need to parent the boolean object to this box too. Click on the boolean object first, and then the box, and then Control P. Let's now hide this boolean object, and let's deactivate the boolean from the viewport. Okay, let's do the end 130, and let's move this frame, this last keyframe, just a frame ahead. That's good. Now let's go to the graph editor. Let's click on point and individual centers. Maybe rotate them like this. Not sure what is this line here. Maybe it's from the sun. Let's rotate it. Maybe it's from the world environment. Yep. Move it a bit down on the z-axis. Again, this is unnecessary, but I would love to do it. Let's duplicate the scene. Full copy. This one let's do sculpt. Let's only keep this one. Let's apply the subdivision. Sculpt mode. Just add some texture here. Choose the minus. Choose stabilize stroke. Now let's give it some variants. Let's choose elastic. Because in the real world, nothing is perfect. Now let's see what we have now. Okay, much better. Let's now hit render. Let's remove the compression. Use 16 here. Yeah, PNG. Let's choose the folder. Accept. One last thing, or two last things, is the first one is the motion blur. And then in the performance, click on process render. Let's choose maybe 250. And yeah, let's hit render.